5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bella Talks TV. This is Amanda Bella, here to do a little bonus episode with you guys. And I'm going to be a little off the cuff, but I took some notes. I've been working on it. New me, new year, new me, 2025. I have a small little page of some sections, and Paige is a little bit of a pun, a double entendre, because we will be talking about Craig and Paige. So I have a little bit of a page about Paige. And yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on in the Southern Charm, Summer House, Southern Hospitality world. Today is Thursday, and today is going to be the premiere of the new season 3 of Southern Hospitality. And we're going to get into a little bit of that lore and what you guys can expect from this upcoming season. And I'm just excited to be here in the new year. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and this is where we will be for about the next 8 weeks or so. I mean, we're going to be traveling in and out, have a couple other trips planned, but luckily for us, our goal in 2025 is to actually slow down and travel less, which is great. A great problem to have. We are just dying to relax and put some roots down because 2024 was like the most wild year of our lives, and we just never stopped. So we're in Florida. We're going to do some R&R this winter. We've got friends and family visiting. We've got the sunshine, the pool, the beach. Good restaurants. Not as good as New York City, but some good restaurants. One thing I like about down here is being able to have candy with me a lot. Like yesterday, New Year's Day, we went to get Chinese food for lunch, and the restaurant we went to, they allowed dogs on the patio, so candy got to come. So that was just a little delight for us. And we're going to enjoy being in Florida and just try to focus on, being married and also professionally, like besides my podcast, he has his own work, side projects, passions, hobbies that he does. So we're going to still be busy, but not as much as we have been in 2024. So looking forward to pumping the brake a little bit on life. And today is Thursday, like we were saying. And the upcoming episode of Southern Hospitality, the premiere, is tonight. And I'm very excited. Like, it snuck up on me. I felt like it was taking forever for this show to premiere. And then it really snuck up on me. So I'm really happy to see the show back. And Southern Charm hasn't really been doing it for me. I mean, I will never stop watching these shows, supporting these people, being a Bravo Leb, not an entertainer, but like an entertainment reporter, like a journalist, a Bravo journalist. We should be called, I need to hashtag Bravo journalist something, the Bravo journalist. Because that's how I feel. I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm here to figure out what's going on and why. And we have a couple things on the agenda. And they're all kind of related because today we have the premiere of Southern Hospitality. It's also Southern Charm, the usual night that it's on. So they have decided to put, which I'm sure they have in the past. I don't know actually if they were airing at the same time. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But in the past, if Southern Charm and Southern Hospitality were airing at the same time, I'm assuming that that Bravo would stack it like that. That's very smart to kind of lead it in, how they do with some of these other shows, introducing new shows. It does make sense. Now, they should have done an overlapping moment with kind of like Lisa Vanderpump style with Leva, leaving having Shep and Craig in Republic, or I don't know. It's so weird. Like, we have to get into the Craig stuff because it's like almost hard to even talk about all the other stuff until we address the Craig and Paige breakup. So yeah, they decided on the 30th, which is crazy, on a Monday, to be like, hey, we broke up. And I've been calling it. You guys know, not to my own horn, but I was like lolling at the idea that people were saying that they were secretly married. I mean, even secretly engaged, I was like somewhat willing to accept. In my head, I thought maybe in a world he proposed to her and she said yes, but then maybe woke up the next day and regretted it. So they decided not to tell anybody. And then they were kind of working on things. That's one theory. Another theory is that he did propose. She did say no, and that's why they broke up. The third theory is that She knew he was going to propose. He didn't really get a chance to. She broke up with him before he was able to propose. The fourth theory is that she cheated on him, which I think is absolutely ridiculous and there's no truth to it, especially the Marcelo rumors. Okay, first of all, are you even a giggler if you don't know that Hannah, Paige, and Marcelo all go back like years at this point? Because when Hannah got married in 2020, whatever, Marcelo, they've been friends. They're in the comedy circle together. I think Hannah either auditioned or was close to being or in the talks of being on SNL. And then Marcelo actually did get on and they were friends before. And I'm sure they're still trying to get her on SNL. I think she's actually like too big now, which is interesting. I mean, Pete Davidson was still on there and he was pretty famous. But yeah, it is crazy that we're living in a post Craig and Paige being together world, but I definitely knew this was coming. And I definitely know none of those theories are true. I think the best theory is that they knew, like pretty much it was like 3 years they've been together, like 3 years. It is truly that time you reevaluate, you decide what you want to do. And Paige has this beautiful new apartment in New York. She's popping off in her career. Now, I do think it is ridiculous that she was saying to Craig, oh, like, I'm an independent, strong working woman. And like, do you have a problem with that? I definitely don't think Craig has a problem with that. I think that if she would have been living in Charleston and then also doing appearances, doing her Amazon lives, going on Giggly Squad, but still living out of the Charleston house with him, absolutely they would be together, engaged, probably married, even doing it in like a setup like that. I think there's a few things she uses as an excuse. One is, yes, wanting to be in New York and her saying that she wants to be near her family, which she's still like a good like 4-hour drive. She's not really in Albany that much. So I could see if her parents lived in New York City and she lived there and she was like with them 5 nights a week and her brother lived there and like they were like true New York people. But she's not seeing her mom any more than she sees her on FaceTime when she's on tour, when she's, I just don't think that using the mom as the excuse and then also having to focus on her career, like the way that her career is, she really can do, like there are probably a couple of things, Good Morning America and stuff that she does, which are fantastic. I mean, I heard a rumor. Somebody was saying that she would be in the talks to maybe be a regular or potentially be a new co-host on the Today Show, maybe with Jenna, or I don't know if they do the rotating now that Hoda's out. Like they love Paige, I guess there. So if Paige is really going, she I did go to school, which she laughs that she didn't really like go to school. She went to a college that was like barely a college. Even she says this, so no shade. Where they pretty much just, she goes to school. She lived at home, I think, went to school, and then her school went out of business. So it like disappeared, the college she went to. So her life really was going to be modeling, entertainment, fashion. Like this is her dream. So I really have nothing to knock on with Paige except for the fact that I think she uses excuses instead of just being honest that she doesn't think Craig is worth it. I don't think Craig is really worth it either, to be honest. I think Craig is great for somebody somewhere out there, but not for Paige. Paige really is like in another upper echelon. She could be with anybody, and not saying Craig is like not anybody, but I know so many girls would be dying to be like Craig, but he has a couple of problems. One, he is a pathological liar. We all have to just admit that. He's very manipulative. He definitely does things that he thinks people will like. And that's how he lives, instead of just doing what is authentic to what he wants to do. Because if you guys remember when he was on Winter House, when he was like throwing money at people and paying to like have things done, not cleaning, not helping out around the house, not participating. I mean, saying that he like is too rich to be doing certain things. I mean, he was acting brat, which I kind of love as a reality TV star, but we're kind of talking about him as a real human that Paige was dating. I also really hate that he has like that weird broken finger from when he tried to stab the wall with the butter knife in like season 5 of Southern Charm, when I think him and Naomi were breaking up, when he was going through his Adderall addiction. So he is an ex-Adderall addict. I think Adderall is code for pasta, also interchangeable. He lied about going to law school, graduating and passing the bar, failing the bar. He lied about all of that. He has the weird broken finger from stabbing the wall. He went through all the stuff with Naomi. Naomi was very emasculating to him, and so was Paige. Like, I thought that was always weird that they were both very mean to him. And then Natalie was that one girl that he dated in between that was kind of around, actually. Like, she was on a couple different shows. I think she showed up on like Summer House, Winter House, whatever, Southern Charm too. That Natalie girl. And then what about Molly and how Molly's on the new season? And he had this sexting. He had never met her, but they used to sext videos of each other to each other. And now he's filming with her. I mean, he said Paige took it as good as she could. I mean, I'm sure that probably didn't help. That probably did not help. And now he really is trying to become like, he really is trying to become Martha Stewart, the male Martha Stewart. And I get it. Like, that is a strong POV and that does work. Like, it's working. Sewing down south, doing great. But it's not as authentic as, he's kind of just went through all this stuff. It's not really him. And when Austin's like, yeah, you're trying to sell spatulas with nutcrackers on it, I did laugh out loud. That was a funny line. Because it's true. And they show him in the preview for tonight's episode where he does gardening on Sundays. And I guess that they invited him to something and he didn't come because he had to like get his social media gardening videos out. Like, I get it. I respect the hustle. And he is like, when Paige is telling him, like, I need to focus on my career. I need to be doing the podcast. I need to be doing the tour. I need to be doing all this stuff and filming Summer House. Like, everything's in New York. Like, I do get that. But I think Craig has also tried to mimic that now and say, I need to be in Charleston because I have someone down south and I have my house that I do all of my gardening videos at. And I have the new restaurant with Austin that we just opened. And like, there are, they are both like on the same trajectory, but different lives, parallel universes. And I'm kind of happy that they broke up. I'm ready for single Craig to be back. Like, he's going to try to jump right into another relationship, but I don't want to see that. I want to see season 8 reunion Craig when he's like blacked out in that plaid tuxedo. Like, I want just a little bit of time of him acted up with like Schwartz. I want him in Schwartz and I don't know. I want all the boys together. Jax is single now. Get the boys on a boys. They should do real boys trip. I don't know what they would call it. The real ultimate Bravo Labs trip. Boys from Bravo trip. Oh, look how cute Candy looks right now. Hi, Puff. Look into the camera, Candy. Look. Hey, look, Candy. You're on camera. She was just looking, and if you guys are watching, you're getting quite the treat. She's so stinking cute. Oh, there she is. Hi, P. Oh my gosh. Truly, head to my YouTube, Bella Talks TV. If you're not following me on social media, great time for me to plug everything. I mean, if you're not seeing this adorable face, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because I can't handle her. Okay, let's take a quick break here while I take a photo. If you guys haven't noticed, I chopped all my hair. I was going through a Mercury, Mars retrograde, whatever, meltdown. Okay, so he's back to Craig and Paige. So now he's doing these gardening videos. I predict Craig, Austin. Okay, I think Austin's going to break up with Audrey. Everyone was just talking about how they're like still doing good. No, now that Craig is single, I do foresee them both. Austin's not ready to settle down either. I'm sure that Audrey girl's great, but no, she's like toast. We need him to like have a Kristen Doty type girlfriend again because we need him to have his Madison 2.0. And Craig, same with him. I do not want to see him jump into another boring relationship where he's trying to just like replace Paige with someone that he like loves. Kind of like how James Kennedy would always, I love you. I love you. She's everything. She's perfect. Raquel's perfect. Allie's perfect. Like the same plug and play girls. I wonder what the status of James and Allie still is. If they're still broken up, if talked. Dying to know. So Paige, has been a lot of rumors, but some predictions I think for me are going to be that she is like, Craig will have another girlfriend that will fail. I don't know, a young girl that he'll date for like a year and it won't, she'll be too young and no. He'll try to go young because he'll think that she'll want to have babies. I don't know. He'll try to go young. It won't work. I predict Paige, though, will not be even looking. And she'll be like, I'm not even looking, whatever. And she's going to like meet somebody at an event or something. It's going to be like love at first sight. And she's going to be married, like engaged in a year. Engaged. I do believe that. So yeah, that's pretty much the breakup. What they've said is that there's no bad blood. They have just decided to go their separate ways. And I believe them. I think that there was no, I think that they just are like, okay, we're just not going to budge on either side. Time to just, it's good. It's all good. It's going to be weird seeing them both at BravoCon when they're broken up. I wonder how long, it'll be a little bit awkward. They say they'll stay friends, but they'll only stay friends as long as they're not dating other people. We know how that goes. So if they're single, then they're single. And maybe if they're really meant to be, you know how you let somebody go, maybe they will end up back together. But there's 1% chance, I would say. So, okay. So that kind of brings us into, let's go into Southern hospitality next because I'm dying to talk about it. And there's some crossover with Southern Charm. So if you guys have never watched Southern Hospitality, pause here, pull the car over, download it on your Peacock device. There are 2 seasons. I think there's 8 episodes in the first season, 10 episodes in the second season, maybe something like that. But every single episode is gold. Maddie is a made-for-reality TV. She was a 14-year-old ex-NYC addict in junior high, and her parents moved her down to South Carolina, and she's been sober for 8 years now. And she now, instead of drinking, just gets all of her, her drama in life. She gets her excitement in life from just stirring the pot. And she can't help but need the attention. She's dehydrated. So a lot of the show is about her. Now, she has had an interesting dating history. And Maddie, if you guys don't realize, she's the face of Republic, as she self-proclaims in season 1, episode 1. She is in all of the media. She's in all of the Instagrams. She is the assistant VIP manager. And she basically is in charge of all the bottle service girls and making sure that there's enough limes cut for all the sodas for the tables. And it is an important job. I don't want to, especially for a 23-year-old. So I love that she's sober and she works in this club. She also DJs, and she has this connection to DJ James Kennedy. They've kind of taken each other, under their Bravo wings, and it's very sad for me to think about now how that relationship is tarnished, because I really rooted for them. I was always posting about them whenever they would have DJ gigs together. I would always promote them. I was really happy to see them be friends because they were both sober DJs. Well, Maddie, I do believe, is sober, but James, we know that he recently admitted that he's working on his sobriety. So it's not really a secret that I think he fell off the wagon, but I really loved their little friendship. And I really think, okay, so Maddie dated this guy Trevor, and he was just a POS, cheated on her. Everybody hated her. Maddie's the type of girl, when she got cheated on, she told everybody at work that everybody hated him in town. And Charleston's a small town. If all of your friends work in the bars and clubs, and they know to hate this D-bag, they're going to hate him. So Trevor, all this stuff. Ew. If you guys even remember, she had sex with him in the back of that RV when they were going to that NASCAR. On their first season cast trip was to a NASCAR event. And then at least in season 2, their cast trip, they go to Miami, which it's not. It's Fort Lauderdale. The club that Maddie DJs at, the Miami club, is actually a tiny little night spot that's here in Fort Lauderdale. No shade again, but the magic of television. I'm yeah, it wasn't really she was DJing the same space as DJ Pauly D. But the thing is that now she has, in the time that was filmed and aired, now she really is playing these huge places. And we're going to see her on season 3 DJing in Vegas at a huge pool club DJ place in Resorts World that all of the biggest DJs, Zed, Millennium, a lot of, even Paris Hilton, they've all DJ'd at this place. So Cascade, if you guys remember DJ James Kennedy, Cascade. So yeah, I personally am interested in her DJing journey. And then now this season, she will be dating Joe. And Joe has had a lot of lore also since season 1 of Southern Hospitality. Because season 1, he's single, he's chilling, but he has a crush on Maddie. Maddie's with Trevor. So he's trying to get them to break up the whole time. Then in season 2, when Maddie is still with Trevor, Joe is okay, I'm going to start to hang out with Sally. Which again, now Sally is the new girl on Southern Charm this season. So see, there's a lot of crossover. Southern Hospitality, Southern Charm, other Bravo shows. All the roads are connected, which I love about Bravo. I really feel like the guy with the red string right now and the cigarette, Charlie Day, because this is my Charlie Day of all my notes of Southern Hospitality and Southern Charm people. So Joe was single. Then second season, he tried to date Sally, who Sally was dating Gaston, who Gaston is dating Taylor, who's Shep's ex-girlfriend on Southern Charm. So again, big circle of everybody being incestuous, very Vanderpump Rules-esque. And I see a lot of crossovers from Vanderpump Rules and Southern Hospitality. So I'm saying just give it a chance if that's your style of show. And so then Joe hooks up with Sally, but it doesn't work out. And that's okay. They have their moment. It doesn't work out. TJ, the messy gay that we love so much that every show needs on Bravo, he kind of exposes Sally and etc. So Joe is single and season 2 ends, and in the off season, he starts dating Danielle from Summer House, and they have a little fling. They're really into each other. I think they even were on Watch What Happens Live together, all this stuff. And then Joe is on Watch What Happens Live with Luann. And they're both, in seat 1 and seat 2. They're on the show together. And I think Danielle was in the audience, which is crazy. Then later that night, they all go out. Everybody goes out. And apparently Joe Bradley told Danielle, and I love Danielle. Love you, girl, if you're listening. I know we follow each other. We see each other. I love Danielle. I'm really sad this happened to her. But I also, as a Luann fan, it's like kind of iconic to get cheated on by Luann. So Joe's in town for doing Watch What Happens Live, staying with Danielle. He says he's going to meet friends from college out at a bar. He really goes over to Luann's house to hook up with her. He comes back at like 5 or 6 in the morning or something to Danielle's. I think a fight happens, or at least an interrogation on where he was and why he didn't come home earlier and all that stuff. They break up. And then at the season 2 reunion of Southern Hospitality, TJ exposes Joe and is like, I have receipts that Joe hooked up with Luann and that he cheated on Danielle. And it was really a web, quite the web that was weaved. So all of this stuff happened season 2 of Southern Hospitality and a little bit in the off season in between season 3. So we're going to see some of the fallout from the Luann hookup on season 3 tonight. Lord, another crossover. Grace Lilly. We have not spoken about my queen Grace Lilly yet. She is like Maddie's best friend she is just like a very Burning Man, ethereal. If you guys are watching Married at First Sight, she reminds me of Carla. She's always talking about the energy, the vibes, wavy baby. She's really quite the star. I love her in season 1, episodes 1 and 2, her confessionals. She's like just always talking about how she's a star and she just knows that she's special and she's created from fairy dust and sparkles and she loves unicorns and she's like dead serious. So we have Grace Lilly. She has an iconic scene in season 2 where she's dating this loser Liam and she breaks up with him and she like takes the cat because they had this cat together. And I think her breaking free in the morning and going out to her car where only one of the doors opens and her like 1994 Mercedes. And Grace Lilly's mom, you guys know I love a Bravo mom. Her mom is, if Sherry Cartwright and like Dale Tinsley Mortimer's mom had a baby, oh my God, I just love this whole family, Grace Lilly. So Grace Lilly did ayahuasca in between season 2 and 3. We haven't seen what she said. She said that she saw Jesus. And I'm wondering if she went to the same guy she went to Costa Rica to do this. So did Shep. And they both live in Charleston. And I'm assuming that they know each other. I actually would ship Shep and Grace Lilly. For some reason, I see that. She's a little out there, but she's beautiful. And he loves, like, the girl that he's dating this season, this girl that apparently that lives in the Bahamas is a huge fan of the show. Miss Bahamas? Her name's Sienna. I'm not with her. I'm a little mad that she's using her Sheppy to get on TV. So I kind of want him to date Grace Lilly. And if Grace Lilly and him don't work out, I want him to date Emmy, who we haven't talked about Emmy and Will yet. They are also bartenders, VIP managers at Republic. Will is also going to law school, and there's a lot of drama about him cheating, if he's cheated or not cheated when he's been away at law school with Emmy. And Emmy's smoking hot. She has a beautiful body. Has a great personality. She's a little neurotic, but she's very young. And I just think like Will doesn't realize how great his relationship is with her. And the producers really do show how cute they are and how like they have a great relationship. But Will clearly, like, they're young. They're so young. So kind of Stassi Jax vibes where they're hot. They really do like love each other, but they fight. And they also have these like huge blowouts about cheating. And there's a lot of the good drama on the show. And then again, with the drama on the show, TJ, our messy gay. And then we have Brad, who's also, we love the diversity on this show. We have Black, we have Hispanic, we have Filipino, We have Whitey's. Speaking of this, we need more Mikkel. He was a lot of season 1 and he was not so much in season 2. And I'm wondering if he did something and or if he like refused to do something to be in season 2. Like I could see him kind of getting like, I don't want to film that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a barback or whatever. I could see him kind of like not being like not bowing down to the throne of lava to be able to be filming. He kind of seems like he like acts like he's too cool in season 2, where he just like comes to Republic and buys a table to party and he doesn't really work there anymore. I want to see him working there and getting in the mix again. A gay black man from the South, like we need the representation. We have Brad, we have TJ. We had Oshin, who was Brock's friend, his rugby friend who had an OnlyFans. Brock got him a job, vetted for him, and this guy came on last season of Southern Hospitality and showed his ass, was racist, was sexist. Another reason why I can't stand Brock. I do hold it against him. I'm trying to think. Leva is kind of a non-factor, so if you don't like Leva, don't let that be a deterrent for why you don't watch this show. She's not in it that much. I kind of am interested in her and her husband's relationship. I would like to, Lamar's hot. He gives me like Coach Shaw vibes, like Jen Shaw's husband. So yeah, I'm loving Southern Hospitality. I can't wait for this new season. There's going to be newbies. Oshin is fired. Thank God. So we're going to have some newbies and new people joining the cast. So then we have Southern Charm. And let's just get into it a little bit here. The new season's been airing. We're on episode 4 or 5 tonight. Madison is flopping for me, you guys. I know, unpopular opinion, but she has 2 strikes against me right now. One strike is that she totally is trying to frame JT. Like, I think she actually is confused, and I don't think that this was on purpose, but it still is what has happened, is that she's trying to frame JT as some kind of like weirdo liar, and he actually may be weird, but he's not a liar as far as I know, because he did. So when they were in the Bahamas last season, and there was a scene when they were all partying on vacation, cast trip, and Madison was drunk and put on JT's clothes and was like cosplaying as him. And that night, I guess Brett, her husband, called her and couldn't get a hold of her, or she didn't call him back or something. And he got really upset because he thought that she was potentially cheating on him with Austin, who was also on the cast trip, but really they weren't even really hanging out. But Brett didn't know that. So it really shows the side of Brett, and that Brett's not this perfect Mormon little firefighter that just loves her. Like, she's got a little jealous side. And I think I believe in that, because these Mormon men, they're trash. So I can kind of see that. So I think she's mad that kind of got exposed. But the problem is that if she never would have brought up, the problem is that Brett calls JT. JT brings it up on camera. Craig is a little bone collector that goes and tells Madison, hey, JT brought this up on camera when we were at virtual golfing, that your husband called. And so she gets really pissed. And JT is not trying to insinuate that like they were cheating or whatever, but he's just trying to say like, okay, whatever, like Brett's not perfect. And I think it's weird that he called, and Brett did call, and that wasn't what he's insinuating. So I don't know. There's some gray area there. It's not that I like love that. I like Madison. I don't want to see that be taken down, but I just always thought it was weird she married him. Like, there's something going on there. So I think it's kind of good that the veil is being like lifted and that it's not like some perfect scenario, because I don't like when people are fake. I don't blame her for hiding it, but she's being a little bit fakey. Now, he did have cancer, and I think that he's okay now, but that is so scary with the thyroid cancer. Oh my gosh. I really hope that he's doing okay. Brett. The other thing is that Craig is spreading a rumor that JT said Miss Patricia is a bitch. And then now he's backtracking, walking it back, saying, okay, JT said Miss Patricia said she was acting kind of bitchy. Now that does matter. Calling somebody a bitch and saying you're acting bitchy, it does matter. It's a little bit different. It's 1 letter difference, but it's a big difference. So Craig starts telling Madison, of course, Madison and Miss Patricia are very close. And of course, Whitney's going to be pissed. That's his mama. So now everybody in Charleston's fucking mad at JT, and he really didn't do anything besides just repeat the facts that Brett did call JT that night to check on Madison, which is a little scandalous. And if you're making a reality TV show, that's the kind of stuff you bring. That's the kind of rumors you bring to camera, because it's harmless. We know nothing happened, and we know Madison can debunk it. but she's not happy. She is not happy. So I think we'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out. JT famously quit the season midway through filming confessionals after filming stopped. I think because he started to maybe watch back or knew what was happening. Maybe the season finale, I'm not sure what happened. That was the camel that broke his back, the straw that broke the camel's back, the camel that broke his back. It's been a long week, you guys, but I really wanted to get this little bonus episode out because I was thinking about all this stuff going into these shows tonight. So JT definitely got lied on. He deserves to be vindicated. He deserves redemption. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm like low-key into Shep still this season. I think he was like one of my favorite people at Bravo Fan Fest. I don't know where he is on his sober journey. He said that he's trying to drink less. I mean, what does that even mean? Craig just doesn't drink liquor anymore, supposedly. He just drinks wine and beer. So I love when he told Andy on Watch What Happens Live, he's like, I was sober when I was there. He was drinking. He just maybe wasn't drunk, but you were drinking still. So it does impair your thoughts and your judgment. Craigie. And what the fuck, Whitney? Let's just kind of close it out with what the hell's going on with Whitney. He's making these weird body shaming comments. He looks like Charlie Sheen. He is 60. No, he's 56, but he's dating these weird models still that are in their 20s. Like, I am going to need, like, if Whitney, Shep, Thomas, I don't know JD, if you guys remember JD. I don't know if all these men are single. We're going to have Southern Charm season 20 until all these men are settled down. So, okay, this is my last plea to go and watch Southern Hospitality, Southern Charm tonight at Bravo. I'm like 9 Central, 8 Central, whatever the times are. And thank you all for supporting me. And please, I mean, this is a self-produced show. So please leave me a comment, leave me a rating if you're listening. That's the best way to support me. All right, bye, you guys. Have a great weekend. Ciao, Bellas.